Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. This time I'll be taking you with me on my trip, on my vacation, and showing you all of the light fixtures that I photographed, as well as all of the thrift stores that I went to, and I'll be showing you all of the goodies that I found in those thrift stores. So first, we found ourselves in Gaylord, Michigan, where they had this store with a bunch of four-way type cluster lights that were American Electric or ITT Model 25s. Now you'll notice that they were on Revere arms, so these originally held 2600s, and it's sad that they're all missing, though there was one 2600 left at the end of the parking lot, and here it is. This was a pretty cool fixture for me to see because I haven't seen any of these in person before, so that was really cool. And then here's a close-up of that same fixture. You see the unique shape of the lens there, kind of egg-shaped. So after that, we continued heading north, across the well-known Mackinac Bridge, and find ourselves with these very large 40-foot mast arms. Now these originally held American Electric 125 fixtures, though they've been replaced with LEDs. But at least the very nice giant arms have been left in place, because they are very cool. So then we got on the ferry and found ourselves making our way to Mackinac Island, and I photographed the fixtures they had there. So here's one of their M250s. They also had Dusk to Dawners, Cooper OVXs, and one Westinghouse OV15, and those pictures are playing now. I noticed of all of them, the OVX was incredibly dirty, as well as having a really weird wattage of 175 watts. Here's that OV15 with a GE lens, and a video of one of the Dusk to Dawner fixtures. Dusk to Dawner on Mackinac Island. So then in downtown they had this OVZ with 4 photocells. I don't know what they went to, but again, a really unique installation. So at our hotel room we have this wall pack light and a bunch of others in the pool room. So here they are. Again, kind of unique setup. And they also had a bunch of incandescent exit signs. And here's one of them. They had a couple white ones, a couple black ones. And kind of cool to see them still in use. So here is a General Electric air conditioner. Now this is not a normal thing that I show on my channel, but this one, I decided it's old, and there's people that do like these things. So, here it is. So the next day, we traveled to Mystique, Michigan, and photographed their Dusk to Dawners again, and here's one of them, as well as their lighthouse, which we walked to on a calm day, and made for a really nice photograph. And then the next day after that, we went to a gas station, and they had some EnviroFan silver lines, so here's a video of those fixtures. They had 2 of them. Kind of a nice install, not something I, in my personal area, see too often. So then after that, we went to our first habitat, which was in Mystique, Michigan, and I found not too much there, but they definitely had a good selection. They had some fluorescent lights here. I didn't get them because space was an issue, and those are just really big. So here they had a box of floodlights. Not too many individual light bulbs, but there's some floodlights. Bunch of modern ceiling fans, not something I really care about. They did have some with these remote kits on them, so kind of cool. And some T5 fluorescent tubes. Again, nothing too special, but there they are. As well as these sort of large PL type bulbs. Again, some track lighting and more fan stuff. Some recessed lighting. That Regent floodlight I wish I would have gotten, but it was like $1.25 and it's brand new in the box. So some more fans and lights and glass. All sorts of things that you'd expect to find in a Habitat store. And they also had a 1989 Fasco Charleston, which was the one thing I did end up getting. So here's a better picture of that fan in one of our hotel rooms. Definitely a nice fan. It was like $5 I ended up paying for it. And then here's the label on the back for those who care. So the next day we went to this fall. This is Bond Falls. And then another picture downstream. We also went to Agate Falls. And here's a picture looking down from the train bridge that they turned into a walking bridge. So at our hotel room, we found this interesting looking fixture. I decided to photograph it. And they also had this Goodwill nearby that we went to, but their lighting selection was pretty bad, and I only ended up getting a couple of lights, and here they are. So I didn't film it because it really wasn't worth filming. But looking outside of our hotel room, we saw these very glary LED upgraded shoebox fixtures. And then in the same town, we found these lime material 2A2 fixture, another fixture I haven't photographed before, but I'm very glad I did because it's one of my favorites. So after that, we went to another store and just some odds and ends, some furniture and Christmassy type things. They had a bunch of ceiling fans, including one CEC fan that I thought about getting, but then when I was told the price, I decided not to get it. That one right there. They also had a Laguna. I didn't get that one either, but they were there. They had a pretty big selection of fans. Not too many light bulbs. They did have quite a few outdoor and indoor fixtures, but none of them did I didn't get any of them. They also had a nice Lakewood pedestal fan, though that was not for sale. So there's some lighting there, a fan, some other parts, a bunch of porch fixtures, a ton of porch fixtures and outdoor lights here, some chandeliers and recessed lighting. And they had this thing down here, which I thought was kind of cool, as well as this LED wall light, which I thought about getting, but when I saw the price of it, I didn't get it. So here's pretty much all of the bulbs they had. This one box, and then some other loose floodlights. And then just some more odds and ends, some glassware. But really, not too much. Well, I thought about getting this fixture, I didn't get it, and I ended up getting a different one later in the trip. Those other lights there, those shades we saw for a quick second, were also pretty cool, but I didn't get anything here. So at the next location, which was a St. Vincent de Paul, at first here I thought their lighting section was pretty bad because this is all I saw. They had some fluorescent tubes and some 2D lamps. These bins, that's all the lighting I could find at first. They had this really cool, some cool 2D lamps and some stuff not lighting back there. They also had this Wotan lamp, which I decided to get. There it is, that was made in Germany. And then later I found out they had a basement, which had more lighting. And here's all of the table lighting that they had. Not really something that I'm interested in, but I filmed it because it is lighting nonetheless. Now this third clip is where I finally found the bins of bulbs, and you'll see me going through them. This Westinghouse eye saving, I got that one. They had a ton of bulbs here, way more than I was expecting. They had some like, I believe they were f3.5 T5 lamps, and I got 2 of those, and just some other odds and ends and some fluorescent lights and whatnot. They also had a big 40-watt Circuline bulb made by Westinghouse, which I thought about getting, but it's so big and space is an issue, so I didn't end up getting it because I don't really have a way to use it right now. So just some more lights. They had a GE Biax lamp, which I did get right here. think it's like 15 watts. I like those linear CFLs. So then, at the next restore here, this is one in Houghton, or Calumet, Michigan, and a bunch of PL bulbs. They had so many PL bulbs. I only got a handful. And they also had some incandescents, some metal halides, and recessed lighting. But again, not too much that interests me, but still cool stuff to find anyway, because at least local to me, the three restores don't really have this sort of inventory. Now here's some of their light fixtures that they had. They did have quite a few, but again, most of them were indoor type fixtures, or those sort of porch lights that I just don't really like. The like sort of coach lantern type things. I was looking for more of the simplistic lights. And I found some at the other thrift stores though. Again, those types of fixtures. And they had a bunch of ceiling fans here and desk lights. Again, not really stuff that's that interesting to me, but here it is. Some shades and whatnot, some vanity lighting. So then, between this thrift store, or this Habitat, and then the St. Vincent that I went to previously, these are the bulbs that I got. That GE Biox, two of those those BT15 halogen lamps, some soft white GEs, some PL lamps, that 40 watt iSaver, those two F3.5 T5 lamps, and then my favorite, which is that Wotan Pygmy lamp. It's a 15 watt 120 volt lamp made in Germany. Definitely not something I was expecting to find. So then, they also had this Eagle 4-way fixture, and here you can see it, as well as a video of it. So then they had this LED fixture on a nice double guy arm pole, which is really the most interesting thing here. Some pendant type lighting, as well as a post top. They had some side mounted acorns on the original post, or the original posts that are probably over 100 years old. And then one of the buildings we walked by had this LED halo made wall light, and a close up of that acorn type fixture. And we also found ourselves on a trail that took us up a hill, and this is that view. And then our hotel that we stayed at also had a very nice view. This is looking out the back. Very nice. Our hotel also had a bunch of these type fixtures and some LED fixtures as well. This is a ATBS by American Electric, and those are pretty cool to see. And then inside they had some other vanity type lighting and this thing that was in the shower, as well as this just kind of random hanging lamp that looks pretty cool, and some of these solar pathway lights, and I really like these. And here's a nighttime shot of those LED fixtures, as well as the pathway lights. Again, this was in Copper Harbor, Michigan. So anyway, after all of that, I'd found quite a few interesting things, though we weren't done yet, because after this we were traveling to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and on our way we found these very cool fixtures. These are two Nepo fixtures that almost look like a squashed gumball type fixture. And this is the first time I've seen Nepo fixtures in my life. So again, really, really cool. So here we are at another restore. This one is in Harvey, Michigan. They had two Mercury vapor bulbs here. One was a Sylvania clear topper. I ended up getting both of those because why not? But other than that, they didn't really have that much. So a bunch of stuff here, some floodlight and whatnot, and a bunch of incandescent bulbs. Maybe I should have gotten some, but I didn't. But that, and a bunch of stuff I didn't really bother looking through it because we were kind of low on time. Some fluorescent there. Some other stuff. Another one of those ceiling type fixtures. I've seen a lot of those. More ceiling fixtures. Looks like it's a fluorescent fixture there. This thing, I ended up getting that. I like it. But it was not too cheap. But it's a PL preheat fluorescent light. And here's their stock of ceiling fans. Not very much, but there they were. So these are the things I got from that store. Again, just that floodlight and the 2 lamps. So then we went to a Goodwill in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. And at first, I didn't really see anything of interest. These radiators were kind of cool, but not my thing. Sorry about my finger on the lens. So here's the lighting. A bunch of table lamps, of course. Even more. And at first, I saw they did have 1 ceiling fan, though they wanted $40 for it, I believe. And we'll see that in a moment. A bunch of fluorescent lights there, which I would have gotten if I didn't have such little space. A neat little recessed light there as well. Kind of interesting how it has those barnyard lamps on it. And then just some shades and a chandelier. Just typical stuff you'd find at a Goodwill. So then here's that fan. Really highly priced, but there it is. So then look through a couple other things like these extension cords and that big power strip. But I didn't immediately see anything that interested me. Although, when I went and took a second look, I found they had some new-in-the-box ceiling fans, including a cornucopia Caribbean Breeze fan, which was right here in the middle. And I did end up getting that one because, again, it's kind of a 3-butted industrial with light kit adaptable. Now, again, in Sault Ste. Marie, they have these sort of interesting UFO fixtures. Don't know who they're made by. Here's some lighting that's inside the hotel. There's this really cool light that shines in both directions, and it's got louvers on the bottom, and it had a Philips Alto in it. And then looking out the parking lot, here's our view. They had these kind of interesting post tops. Haven't seen those before, but there it is. And then some LED paddles. Not really anything interesting, but there it is. Here's my ceiling fan that I got. And again, a picture of it next to the air conditioning unit they had. Now, one of the gift shops they had, because it is a tourist location, had these cool Fresnel lens recessed lights. And also, nearby there were these restrooms that had these illuminated signs. And here's some pictures of those because they're also pretty cool. Here is some fluorescent recessed lighting, and you'll see they use 2 PL type lamps. Then, next, we went to a Habitat Restore in the Sioux. They had quite a bit of stuff here. This is probably the best luck I've had at this place because they had a ton of lighting, and all of it was really cheap. Like, they had the CFLs there for like 10 cents each. I got a few of those and some fluorescent light fixtures there. Still need to get one of those, but not now. So here's the lighting. Again, some more fluorescent fixtures. Now you'll see back there's a brown box just barely, and that had a Sylvania black ender in it, which I did get, though I didn't notice it at first. Some more compact fluorescent type fixtures or lights here, and a box of random parts. Bunch of lighting here. Some more recessed lighting, and that really cool wooden fluorescent light there. And then they had the ceiling fans and the wall lights, just like you would expect. These really cool sort of tapered cone fixtures. I didn't realize those at the time, but they're cool. And then they had this box for a Casablanca Panama, and I opened it up, and whatever fan was inside was not a Casablanca fan. So there's those. And we'll see, these are all the things that I got at that Habitat for Humanity restore. They have that progress lighting fixture, the other wall pack, I don't really know what it is, some CFLs there, including that cool mushroom one, that chimney lamp, an intermatic photocell, some medium to medium socket extenders, and just overall a lot of really good stuff. And again, those CFLs were like 10 cents each, so a really good deal in that one lens is actually glass. So again, here is the last restore I went to. This one is in Gaylord, Michigan again. They had this dimmer, which I ended up getting, and actually now that I look at it, it might be broken. They had this exit sign, which was really expensive, like $35, and a bunch of fans and lighting as you would expect, but nothing else that was of interest to me. Just a bunch of, well, the Emerson fan was pretty cool, but I didn't get it. They had that like moon glow thing, and then lots of lighting here. The light bulb selection wasn't really that much, but they had a lot of light fixtures, and a lot of them were indoor fixtures, as well as replacement glass globes. But that's about it for this location. Well, here we are at the end of the road. We made it home, and I've got all of my lighting and fans, all of my goodies here. So I'll eventually be making individual videos for these things, and hope you guys enjoyed this video following me at my vacation and looking at all the thrift stores and Habitat restores that I went to along the way, and finding all of the goodies that they had. Anyway, I hope to be making more videos like this soon, as I do think it's a step in the right direction for my channel. Anyway, until then, thanks for watching, and bye for now.